Let us continue with our lesson, and before we go and test it out, our update and store to function over here, I think it's better we create a function to delete these tasks as well as to list down all of our tasks. So first of all, let's go and create a new, let's say a public function, fun function, and is to destroy a record, and we will have to pass a request. Just copy this one and just paste this request. And the next thing is that we need to check whether the request is to delete the or to destroy the record is belong to the same user. If the tasks belong to the same user, then we will delete it, otherwise we will not delete it. So for that, I will just create a variable of task is equals to let's find a task and where we will just find, okay, we can just use of this one. I think it's better. Just copy this one and just paste it over here. So where the task ID is requested ID and the first, so it will get the first. It will select the one record from the task table where the ID is the requested ID that we are passing. And when we have a task, and we will check that, we will use if condition. If task and this task has a user ID, so if you see that this task has a user ID, so if the task user ID is sorry, it forgot the arrow hyphen, that's the, if the task user ID is equals to the request user ID, so just say that request dot user ID. So if the task that we are getting from the database is equals to the request user ID, then we will select the first record again, or we can just say task. We will say this task, we want to delete the record and say as a we just want to delete the record, so we just say as a delete. So here we will delete the record. So if the user ID match with the request user ID, then we'll go and delete the tags over here. And next step is else we will response sorry, it should return return the response of a JSON format. And here we can just say that we need to pass an array, and inside this array I will say that error, and the error we will say that in the message, let's say the post or the task does not belong to you. The task does not belong to you, which means you cannot delete the task that doesn't belong to you, and we can just pass it as a, let's say we need to pass of a response of let's say 404. Sorry, we can, okay, I think I need to close that one, and let's open the task controller, and here I need to pass 404 response code, which means not found. So the record is not found, or error, the task does not belong to you. And the next step is to here return. So after we delete the task, we can return a response return the response of a JSON format. Sorry, or not, just copy this one, just paste it over here, and the message is let's say a message of SUCCE as a success, and we can say your tax is deleted fuel successfully. A tax is deleted successfully. So we have, okay, so successfully we have to pass a 200. So here what we are doing is we are creating a function to destroy, and we have a request. And first we are checking the tax and getting the first tax that belong to that user ID, the ID that we are passing, the tax ID, and we are checking whether the user ID that this tax and the user ID that we are passing is matched. If it is equal, then we will delete the record. After after we delete it, we will send a response of success, and if the user ID and the pass that we are passing as well as the tax ID user ID doesn't match, then we'll send an error. So I think that's hope sounds good. And next step is we will again have to commit it all of the change, hit that add, and the commit message, let's say as added, what we have added is a destroy tax, add a destroy tax function, and let's push it. So just go over here, git, and push it. Just push it, and everything should be pushed to our GitHub. So I think that's all for this lesson. On the next lesson, I think we will create one more function to list down all of our record. So let's meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.